Hey, it's Webs here, and the new Hearthstone mini set, Throne of Tides, has been revealed for the Sunken City set. This mini set will release next week on Wednesday, which is actually pretty soon, and it should also have a big mercenary update within it, though we won't find that out until the day before the mini set actually comes out. So, let's begin on the card review for this mini set. We're going to be starting with the neutral cards, as Blizzard is changing how they're doing the card reveals for this mini set, and they're doing it by a class by class basic, starting with the neutral cards. The first card that got revealed today is Bubbler, which is a 1 cost neutral elemental minion with 2 attack, 4 HP, and after this minion takes exactly 1 damage, destroy it. Pop. So this is actually a really interesting card overall. It's going to be a really annoying card to deal with in any class that doesn't have easy access to just 1 damage, so this will probably see a lot of play in a lot of aggro based decks. It has a really nice stat line, especially because you could in theory silence it if you're playing Silence Priest. I know that's something that has kind of fallen out of favor for some of the other priest decks that are floating around, but that's always a possibility and it's worth mentioning here. Though if there is enough 1 damaging spells or hero powers or mage becomes really popular, then this card will probably fall out of favor for something else that's a 1 cost. But until then, having 2/4 worth of stats on a 1 drop body is really insane. The next card that got revealed is Snapdragon. This is the iconic mount for Nagas within the Warcraft universe, and this is a 3 cost neutral minion with 3 attack, 3 HP, has the beast tag, and Battlecry. Give all Battlecry minions in your deck +1/+1. This is a great card for Murloc Warlock in particular, and any other deck that can play a bunch of Battlecry minions that don't really care too much about the space that this might actually take up. And honestly, I can't see a world where this doesn't see play, especially with Brand Bronzebeard being in standard right now, and might actually end up needing to be changed in the future. Though it really just depends on how relevant Battlecry decks become, I would say overall, as +1/+1 to all Battlecry minions, especially cheap Battlecry minions, is pretty insane when you have things that can actually summon additional copies of whatever Battlecry minions that you place down, or easy way to actually duplicate the Battlecry in the form of Brand. So the next card that got revealed is Coalfang Constrictor, which is a 4 cost neutral minion with 5 attack, 4 HP. Battlecry, look at 3 cards in your opponent's hand and choose 1. It can't be played next turn. Honestly, I think this card was actually needed when a bunch of combo decks were floating around, but now that combo decks aren't really floating around too much, this card is a little bit weaker. However, this is a really nice card to tech against questline decks. We do have Mutanus already, but this is also 2 additional cards that could screw over a questline player who actually keeps their questline reward in their hand for a given turn, and is probably going to see a lot of play as just a way to disrupt your opponent's game plan, as this is a very control-centric card. And with Brand, it becomes even more annoying to actually deal with because you can lock your opponent out of at least 2 cards. Especially if you can get some type of mana cheat off of this, where in theory you could just lock out your opponent's entire hand if you could discount this minion enough times. And maybe some type of questline Demon Hunter deck might come about with a card like this in rotation right now. And you're not even losing that much on stats anyways with such a powerful effect. Now for the next card revealed, it is the first legendary card, Neptulon, the Tidehunter, who is a 10 cost neutral minion with Colossus +2, Rush, Wind Fury. Whenever Neptulon attacks, if you control any hands, they attack instead. He has 7/7 worth of stats, he's an elemental, and his hands are 4 cost minions for 4 attack, 2 HP, and have immune while attacking, and they are also elementals. So it wouldn't be a Throne of Tides set without Neptulon actually being a card. And in the clip behind me right now, this is how he will actually function within the game. This was a clip actually revealed by Blizzard when they revealed this card, and is a really cool little way to actually see how the card will actually play out. Even though there is no guessing and checking of how this card will actually function, I will say this card will probably not see as much play as some of the other cards that have been revealed so far, and is probably one of the worst ones revealed, if not the absolute worst. Onyxia just does his job a lot better, and she has immunity while she attacks, which is the big body, instead of the little bodies having immunity. Sure, you are going to get 8 damage either way. The only place I could see a card like this having some home is in some type of elemental shaman deck, probably if you wanted to go with high cost minions. But outside of that, you're better running some other type of big minions such as Onyxia or something else. It's really funny to me that the non-colossal Colossal minion, aka Onyxia, is just way better than half of these Colossal minions that are supposed to be fulfilling the exact same role. So the last card revealed today is Osmat, who is another neutral Colossal minion with a cost of 8, 6 attack, 5 HP. The Colossal of 6, which makes him one of the biggest Colossal minions that we've seen so far. Death Rattle: for each of Osmat's tentacles, destroy a random enemy minion, and his tentacles are just 1 cost minions with 1 attack and 3 HP. Overall, I would say this is probably a pretty slow card to actually see a lot of play. It does fill up your board. If you do have a way to buff up your beasts on the board with some type of spell or something else, then this might see a little bit of play. It actually has 2 advantages over Neptulon. It does give you access to an AoE board clear as a neutral card for classes that don't actually have easy access to it, and it does cost 8. I think this is probably a lot more playable than Neptulon, and these are the 2 cards that are supposed to be the central point of the entire mini set, as they are the 2 actually doing battle. We are supposed to actually see some other Colossal minion synergy within this set, which might make these cards a little bit better, but without seeing those cards, there is no easy way to actually tell if any of these Colossal new minions will actually see too much play, which is kind of sad. It's a mechanic that I was really looking forward to, especially because it's such an interesting little mechanic without changing too much of the Hearthstone gameplay itself. But most of them have just fallen flat on their feet, and it doesn't seem like these new ones are changing my opinion on most of them. With that all being said, let me know down below which of these cards that you're most looking forward to, and what cards that you are expecting to actually see within some of the other classes that haven't been revealed so far, and which class you think are actually going to get some of the legendaries within this set. I would almost want to bet it's probably going to be something like Tidehunter and some of the other classes that haven't actually gotten a legendary out of a mini set, but you never know. With that being said, if you enjoyed the video, please hit like, comment, and subscribe, and until next time, bye bye.